File item 378, Senator Bell. Not his desk. File item 379, Senator Hancock. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 664 by Assemblymember Dodd, an act relating to Medi-Cal.
Senator Hancock.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. AB 664 would require a formal evaluation of the Universal Assessment Tool, which is currently a pilot program. You know, California provides home and community-based services to low-income seniors and people with disabilities so that they can remain in their own homes. The goal of this new framework is to have better coordination, more choices for consumers, administrative efficiency, and potentially long-term savings. This bill says that on or before September 1st, 2018, the administration and stakeholder groups need to evaluate the program and report to the legislature on the outcomes and lessons learned. The bill has had unanimous bipartisan support, and I would ask for your aye vote.
Members, to better discussion on this item. Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Fuller. Gaines. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leyva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nielsen. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk.
Call the absent members.
Allen. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. De Leon. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hueso. Nielsen. Runner. Aye. Wolk. Aye.
Ayes 35, no 0. The measure passes. Moving to file item 381, Senator Mendoza. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 676 by Assemblymember Calderon, an act relating to employment.
Senator Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm here to present AB 676 by Assemblymember Calderon, which prohibits an employer from publishing an advertisement or announcement for a job that states an unemployed person is not eligible for that job. This bill would also prohibit an employer from asking a job applicant to disclose the applicant's current employment status. Although California's unemployment rate continues to fall and economic conditions are improving, this does not translate to the long-term unemployment in California. AB 676 has no opposition and will help end discrimination against the unemployed workers as they re-enter the job market. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Members, to better discussion on this item. Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. No. Bates. No. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Fuller. Gaines. No. Galgiani. Glazer. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leyva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. No. Morrell. No. Wynn. No. Nielsen. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Stone. No. Runner, no. Vidak? Aye. Wachowski? Aye. Wolk? Wolk, aye.
Call the absent members, please.
Berryhill? De Leon? Aye. Fuller? Galgiani? Aye. Glazer? Aye. Huff? Nielsen?
Ayes 28, noes 8, the measure passes. Moving on to file item 383, Senator Gaines, not at his desk. File item 384, Senator Block. Pass on file. File item 385, Senator Hernandez, not at his desk. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 848 by Assemblymember Mark Stone, enacting alcohol and drug treatment programs.
Senator Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, this measure protects the physical and mental health of people seeking alcohol and drug rehabilitation services in residential treatment facilities. Clients of these facilities often have a variety of medical needs related to their addictions. Unfortunately, these facilities cannot be licensed by DHCS if they are an on-site doctor or if a medical personnel to evaluate or personal medical care to facility clients. Residential and alcohol treatment facilities should provide the best possible care for a vulnerable population struggling to overcome addiction, which can include medical treatment related to addiction and recovery, and this bill would allow thousands of those individuals to recover safely. With that, members, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Members, debate or discussion on this item? Debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen? Aye. Anderson? Bates? No. Bell? Aye. Berryhill? Block? Aye. Canella? Aye. De Leon? Aye. Fuller? Gaines? No. Galgiani? Aye. Glazer? Aye. Hall? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Hernandez? Aye. Hertzberg? Aye. Hill? Aye. Weso? Aye. Huff? Jackson? Aye. Lada? Aye. Leno? Aye. Leva? Aye. Liu? McGuire? Aye. Mendoza? Aye. Mitchell? Aye. Monning? Aye. Morlock? Aye. Morrell? No. Wynn? No. Nilsson? Pan? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Roth? Aye. Runner? No. Stone? No. Vidak? Wachowski? Aye. Wolk? Wolk, aye.
Call the absent members.
Anderson? No. Berryhill? Fuller? Huff? No. Liu? Aye. Nielsen? Vidak? Aye.
Ayes 29, noes 8, the measure passes. Moving on to 386, Senator Bates. Senator Bates, are you prepared to take up this item? Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 849 by Assemblymember Bonilla, an act relating to crimes.
Senator Bates.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, Assembly Bill 849 ensures defendants are held liable for damage caused by the explosion of a drug lab, regardless of whether it is caused by the explosion or the resulting fire. Existing statute holds a defendant liable for a drug lab that catches fire, but surprisingly not from one that explodes. If personal property is damaged by an explosion, the penalty is only considered vandalism. Explosions of butane hash oil labs have been steadily increasing in California. The San Diego City Fire Department estimates that they respond to at least one hash oil lab explosion each week. There have even been cases where honey oil labs have caused explosions with such force that they knock properties off their foundations. Earlier this year, I authored Senate Bill 305, which would have added concentrated cannabis to enforceable punishments that already exist for meth and PCP in structures where children are present. Manufacturing of butane hash oil is a huge problem in our communities. We do need to take action. AB 849 will ensure that people who cause explosions as a result of the manufacturing of butane hash oil are held properly responsible for the damage they perpetrate. This is a very important bill, members. People who cause explosions as a result of manufacturing this product are held properly responsible for the damage that they perpetuate. There have been no votes, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Members, debate or discussion on this item? Debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Hill. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk.
Call the absent members.
Berryhill. Fuller. Monning. Nilsson. Wolk.
Senator Bates moves the call. Members, we're going to move to file item 402. Senator Mendoza, are you prepared to take up this item? Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1185 by Assemblymember Ridley Thomas, enacting to best value procurement.
Senator Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I would like to present AB 1185 by Assemblymember Ridley Thomas, which would allow the Los Angeles Unified School District to establish a 5-year pilot program to authorize the district to select contractors for projects over $1 million based on the best combination of price and qualifications, otherwise known as the best value procurement method. This bill is modeled after the best value procurement method that was successfully used by the UC, University of California. The best value procurement process proposed in AB 1185 will create a transparent and competitive process using objective criteria that will result in the selection of high-quality contractors with good work histories and competitive prices. With that, members, I would respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Members, debate or discussion on this item? Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Bates. Bell. Bates, no. Bell, aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. No. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. No. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Morlock. No. Morrell. No. Wynn. No. Nilsson. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Runner. No. Stone. No. Vidak. No. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk.
Senator Mendoza moves
Roth,
the
aye.
call. Members, we're going to move to file item 381. Senator Mendoza, are you prepared to take up this item? 381. Pass on file. Members, we're going to jump around a bit. Oh, did we? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Senator Block, file item 225. Secretary, please read. Members, this is file item 225.
Assembly Bill 827 by Assemblymember O'Donnell, enacting to save schools.
Senator Block.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a bill about materials that are available to our public school teachers and public school sites on bullying and on non-discrimination, but a concern that some of that material is not actually getting to the school sites and getting to the teachers. AB 827 requires the California Department of Education to assess whether schools have provided information to teachers on school site and community support for LGBTQ students. This information will be provided as part of an existing requirement to publicize anti-discrimination policies. In spite of much progress, many LGBTQ students remain subject to harassment and bullying, which hinders their ability to learn. Research has shown that support resources like anti-bullying policies, Gay Straight Alliance clubs, and trained school staff not only improve student safety, but also have a significant impact on student learning. We know that many educators want information on how to support their LGBTQ students, and this bill will make sure they have key information to do just that. Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Members, debate or discussion on this item? Debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. No. Bates. No. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. No. Galgiani. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Huff no. Jackson. Aye. Lotta. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Morlock. No. Morrell. No. Wynn. No. Nielsen. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. No. Stone. No. Vidak. No. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk.
Senator Mendoza moves a call. Senator Block moves a call. Members, we're going to move to file item 295. File item 295. Senator Hancock, are you prepared to take up this item? File item 295, members. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 580 by Assemblymember O'Donnell, an act relating to pupil health.
Senator Hancock.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. AB 580 requires the California Department of Education to develop a model mental health referral protocol for voluntary use by schools. It's estimated that about 20% of our California students have mental health challenges of some kind, and it's clear that these can have a profound impact on their ability to learn and on the classroom atmosphere and the difficulty for teachers of instructing all the students. Many teachers have few tools to guide them in how to refer students who may need help. This bill requires the referral protocols to be evidence-based, adaptable to local service options, and address parental involvement. They do not require or suggest in any way that school staff would diagnose or treat mental health programs. It simply gives them an important tool to improve health and educational outcomes for our young people. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Members, debate or discussion on this item? Debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lotta. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nielsen. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Vidak. Aye.
Hancock,
Anderson. Aye.
Senator Hancock moves a call. Members, this is the first run-through of Assembly third reading. Is there any, are there any floor managers for any other items that are on call? or on the list. Senator Hancock?
If item 394 is eligible? I'm not sure.
Give us 1 second.
It's, yeah, file item 394.
Secretary, please read. Members, this is file item 394.
Assembly Bill 1056 by Assemblymember Atkins, an act relating to recidivism reduction and making an appropriation therefore.
Senator Hancock.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and members. AB 1056 creates the Second Chance Program for Community Reentry. It's a grant program which will guide the savings realized from the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act of 2014 and put the money toward funding collaborative, community-based proposals that assist formerly incarcerated persons with housing, behavioral health care, drug treatment, and other services. The focus of the program is successful reentry. By prioritizing collaborative grant proposals that bring together mental health services with housing, diversion, and other community-based assistance, AB 1056 will help ensure that Prop 47 savings are used most effectively to reduce recidivism and enhance community safety. The bill has received no votes, is supported by a coalition of local governments, labor, law enforcement, and other groups, and some recent amendments have removed all known opposition. I would ask for your aye vote.
Members, debate or discussion on this item? Debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Leyva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nielsen. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Leno, aye.
Senator Hancock moves the call. Members, we're going to move to file item 189. File item 189. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1411 by Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia, an act relating to fire protection.
Senator McGuire.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. AB 1411 requires the state fire marshal to work with the appliance industry and other experts in gathering information and submitting findings and recommendations on preventing dryer fires and the dangers of lint accumulation. Fire experts, the Society of the Blind, and the insurance industry identified excess lint as a significant factor in home fires each year, including some in my district. In its current form, AB 1411 has also received support from the Association of Home Appliance Manufacturers. This bill is supported by Republicans and Democrats alike and received 74 votes on the Assembly floor. Would respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Members, debate or discussion on this item? Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Anderson. No. Bates. Aye. Bell. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leyva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Monning. Morlock. No. Morrell. Wynn. Aye. Nielsen. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. No. Stone. No. Vidak. No. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Bell, aye. Huff, no.
Senator McGuire moves the call. Members, we're going to move to file item 326. 326.